The narrow path. That's what we're going down. Hello, everyone. My name's Steven. I'm just out for a little walk and talk. It is a frigid day in Minnesota here. Cold, windy, snowy. Middle April. I remember I golfed one year, middle April, in Minnesota. So I go down into a path, try to get out of the wind a little bit. And down in a little stream area here. So we're just out for a little walk and talk, see? I can't see that well, but I can't see detail. So I'm not wearing my glasses right now. People can see that. I get eye strain from wearing them, so I don't like to, but I have to be able to see. But no one's out here. It's like, if no one's out here, what does it matter? All right, Mindjacker, you got me on that one. What do you want? They want me again. Come on. I didn't write any notes down, but someone asked in the comments about, is there an infinite mind? Nobody knows. Most of reality is people don't know. That's most of reality. I don't know. Here's what I believe. Here's my experience. Let's take a look down there. Yeah, that is very flooded. Royal Troll, I am the troll of the bridge, man. No troll here. Yeah, in Warcraft, trolls sound like, they sound Jamaican, man. Right by the beach, man. You gotta come down here, man. We go bobsledding, man, right down to the beach. But they sound like this more. Like a new troll here. A little more hefty in their voice. So I like doing impressions. I watched one of my older videos and I'm like, ooh, it's not cringeworthy, but it's like, man, you know how, like, if you go back and watch something that's old, it's like, you're like, well, that either held the test of time, stood up, or it didn't. It's okay. It's not. I'm suffering, so it's really hard. I'm just happy I can do something, darling. I'm just so happy I can come out here and talk the Queen's English for you. Love it very much. I couldn't always do impressions. I mentioned that. Trying to think back, I think the first one I could really remember is doing like an Irish. First one I remember doing was like an Irish impression or something like that. It's very easy. Far and Away with Tom Cruise. Tom, you're just not doing it for me here. Raging Rapids. So in some movies it's funny. I kind of make fun of movies. Is like in some movies they do impression or accents, and then in some of them they just go, just speak English. So Tom Cruise played the German from Deutschland. Yeah, he played the German, but he didn't have a German accent for some reason. I don't know why. But when he played an Irishman, he had an Irish accent, so figure that one out. And then Sean Connery played a Russian sub-commander while he did a Scottish accent and no one even noticed. I said, bring me Miss Moneypenny here. And I always think it's weird they turn down roles because they say they're not getting paid enough money. I'm like, what? I wasn't getting paid enough to play James Bond, so I had to turn it down. Miss Moneypenny wasn't giving me enough pennies, if you know what I mean. So Arnold Schwarzenegger, he played a Russian with an accent. But Russia sounds more like this. We went to Russia once. More like Transylvania. I watched the Miracle on Ice, you know, and they said, you know, this Russian said, were they drunk or what? You know, how did they score? You know, they can't beat the kids, you know. It's a group of kids that beat them. I saw it back when I was a boy. Forrest Gump, he saw that movie called The Miracle on Ice, and it was really nice. Can I say that? Yeah, one time, the woman that I love, you know, she invited me over and she put on the Miracle Ice. She went to bed and she just left me to watch it. So, but she doesn't know what's going on. You know, that's what she said in the courtroom. I have these conversations. I call them the mindjackers. I don't know. There's no name. I just said they moved in. They just moved in. They just crossed the border. Cross the border. Get into his brain, man. Come on, jump in there. Cheech and Chong, man. Come on. Come on, man. Maybe you're Paul McCartney, man. Maybe, you know, I love doing impressions. You know, I didn't write anything down. They helped me with the impressions. They help me with singing, dancing, everything. I used to think it was spirit, God. Now I don't know. That's what we attribute it to. That's why it doesn't, like, I'm not upset if someone says God or spirits or something. Because we don't know. I don't know, because they'd say, God wouldn't say that to you. I go, well, yeah, but if God knows what people will believe, see, they can convince anyone. That's what I would say. It's like they know what's in your heart. They know what they could say to convince you to do something, but then they don't need to even do that because they can just put a thought in your head and make it seem like it's your thought. See, it's the cunningness of reality. See, we'll never know if there is anything beyond this. People have experiences. I've had them. You know, when they were going on, I thought I was going into hell. So I thought I was going to, they said I was going to purgatory. And in my purgatory, so it's basically like you have to give up these pleasures. But like the torment is designed that you have to give it up. But it's always dangled right there, what you want right in front of you. Which is, they do these experiments where, and I just think it's a good policy. It's like, you know, if you want to eat healthy, just put healthy food on the table. If you put junk food on the table, so it's like whatever is dangled right out in front of you there. And nobody, I don't think people really talk about like what, you know, what do they want? Like there's some, you know, besides the basics. Like I don't talk about it with anyone. Other than, you know, I say things like health, hope, things to do. The love of my life, darling. Wanted to be with the love of my life. That's what I wanted. I thought, I said it's like, whoa, dude, whoa. It's like, dude, like reality doesn't like me right now. It doesn't like me. You know what I mean? Reality, yeah? Steve, we don't like you. This is reality speaking. We've taken over Steve's voice. We don't like him. We don't want him to exist anymore. But it's his free will. He can do what he wants. You know what I mean? Can I have my voice back, little mind jackers? Of course I can. It's weird how they'll do that. I say it's like, if I was on camera 24/7, would it be a lot different? My own reality show. That's why I should have my own reality show. Hey, universe! Up for some manifesting today? See, everyone kind of in their own belief system, they have their own version of manifesting. Like if that's prayer, if that's asking the universe or their spirit guides to help them, or if they got a rich celebrity friend. This is the conversations I have in my mind. They usually say, you know, they wouldn't help you, but you never know. It's like, I think people want to help. They don't, most people would like, but there's always, you know, there's always the negative people out there, which doesn't make sense because it doesn't help them to be, how does that help anyone? Nobody knows. We've all had to deal with our bullies, and, you know, I had a saying, like, you know, if someone's mean to you, it's like, you know, that sucks. But if they're mean to you and they got power, they're a judge, they can put you away. And if you say, my constitutional rights are violated, they get angry. I said that judge was like the judge in Ghostbusters 2. Where, you know, they're not doing anything really wrong, but that judge is so angry, you know. And that's the judge I had. He was very angry person. Said he would throw out the whole case and just have me punished. Overturn everything. Just for saying my constitutional rights were violated. You know, why do we have a Bill of Rights? I said I'd rather have no government than an evil government that just says, yeah, you have rights, but then we're going to violate them. That sounds like communist China or communist Soviet Union, where they have sayings like, it doesn't matter who votes. You know, they have all these sayings. This rule, doesn't matter who votes, who counts the votes. You know, it's like, show me the person, I'll show you the crime. You know, it's like all these sayings. It's like, that's, when I mentioned this on the podcast, they said our country's screwed. Because it's like, you know, there's the slippery slope, and they said everyone's doing something bad, but something, definitely things they shouldn't be doing. How about that? Because it doesn't benefit them, it doesn't benefit us. See, that's the stupidity. They usually don't say, Jeff asked me on this on the podcast, is there good and evil? But this is how they relate to me. It's like, it doesn't benefit them, it doesn't benefit you. It's kind of stupid. You know, that's why I say it's better if we're all, you know, on the same page. But it's impossible to get these people on it. And then even if you punish them, they're not actually sorry. That's kind of the problem with punishment. Because if they're empathetic, if they're an empathetic person, they don't want to harm people. It's like punishing me doesn't make sense because I have empathy for other people. But they treat me like I'm a cold-hearted criminal who has no, my brother thinks I'm a psychopath. He yells, F you, psychopath at me. I'm like, is that your diagnosis there, Lauren? Yeah, he's a PhD in Vancouver. He is, he's got a short temper. And that's what I kind of say. It's like, if you call someone stupid, if they're really stupid, should it offend them? If they're not, you know, if you're just saying it just to try to get on, there's certain words that get under bother us. Mine is, can I say it? I don't like being called delusional because that's holding a clearly false belief. And that's what they said to me multiple times, not only in the mental wards. I don't remember being called in jail. But they're cruel in jail. They just treat you like you're this horrible person there. I go, that's kind of like that Gandhi saying, like, if we just treated everyone bad enough, the world would get better. You know, let's just treat everyone on the planet really, really bad, and eventually that'll make the world better. No, it won't. But that's how they think. Just keep going. Let's see where the time's at. I'm at 14 minutes. 15 minutes, yeah. of me ranting and raving all by myself. There's no one out here. No one will brave the cold with me. Who's brave enough? It's funny, someone said I was brave for going out in a t-shirt in 60-degree weather. I'm like, I've shoveled snow in 20-degree weather without a shirt on. Whew. That's my hands that get cold. So I gotta wear gloves, but hands and cold. I say it's extremities. See, I always say it's like if you're moving, if you're exercising, it's like it's a lot harder to get cold. If you're sitting there, you're gonna freeze your butt off. But some people like it hot, some people like it cold. Some like it hot, hot, hot. There's no one out here. Usually there's some people out walking or something, but Walken and Talken with Christopher Walken. Somebody says that, I haven't analyzed this one, but a Walken Saul, a Christopher Walken, he's nuts, he's crazy, don't let him in. Don't let him in, folks, do not let him in. There's all this weird phenomenon like, I know I mentioned acquired savant syndrome. But there's acquired, it's like accent, foreign accent. So they start talking like that, but they don't have control over it. It's like me. So that's why I wish I could talk to someone about this who investigates this, because, like, I understand it. That, like, you don't have control over it. Sometimes you lose control of this stuff, and you don't know why. They don't go, oh, I know why it happened. It's like hitting yourself on the head should not give you skills. It should not change your accent. But it does. Somehow, some way, it does. They need to figure that out. It's super windy out here. Maybe let's just head back. Whoop-de-doo. I didn't go to church today. So what should we call you? Just say the voice, whatever. I just have discussions with the voice. It's a thought in my head that I can't control, and they can talk to me different ways. Sometimes they can be very funny. Like I like to say they can make it so I'm talking to someone, like Joe Rogan. Like they can have it so I'm just talking to Joe Rogan, or Dr. Hawkins, or whoever, you know, some person that I'm like, you know, it's like there's got to be like a baseline. Like you have to hear them, talk to them, so you know what they sound like. But then that's kind of like what AI is going to do, I think, is they're going to make it so like you can't tell the difference. I don't know if they're there yet, but man, if I could just make my own movies and it's hard for me to do anything right now, so it's hard for me to even clean my room or do anything, or like get new clothes, like all the basic stuff, because I feel overwhelmed with the pain and the suffering. But I don't want to end it either, so I'm kind of stuck in that. And I mentioned in the comment section there that my life was hard. It's hard to, you know, it's subjective, you know, it's like I always said there was a lack of caring in my life. Like if I had a problem, people didn't care. Family didn't care, you know, so then they just go on and on and on. And if you're an empath, you know, it's hard to be around other people, especially negative people. So I say it's not the number of people. Like if I went to the mall, like it was hard. Now I could go to the mall and I could have fun. I say God changed me. So now I can enjoy it as much as I could enjoy something. How about that? But I don't like, I don't want to buy anything. I'm just there to entertain people. So it's like kind of weird going into stores and juggling for people and entertaining them. You gonna buy anything, sir? No, I'm just here to entertain you and have a great day, darling. You're wonderful to me. Yeah, I saw Joe. Come on. They're telling me don't say it. Can I, General? Okay, so a comedian, but I don't think, it's weird. I like comedy, but I'm not like big on going to comedy shows. I don't know. I don't go to any. But I checked on the tickets and they're up to $500. I'm like, holy cow. I thought $20 was a lot going to some comedy stuff that I didn't think. I'm counting like how many smirks. This is what I do. I like count how many smirks I get, count how many chuckles I get, and like I'm like, I had like 2 smiles, and like I'm pretty, if I watch my own video, I'm gonna get more humor darling, than if I go to a comedy show. It's just weird. You can't just go to a comedy show and tell any joke you want. Why not? Because I told you not to do it. God told me to come do comedy. I asked God to help me do comedy, but they said we're not gonna do it. The first time I went on the stage, they took my voiceover. I sounded like a gay man, a gay robot Terminator. Give me my voice back. Give it back if you want to live. Give me my voice back. Hello. SpongeBob. We're having fun out here. Yay. Don't you know how to do a decimal system? I never heard of that one. Tucker's Finley here. I just came back and I'm not too happy. Getting them all mixed up. I get them all mixed up. They're all getting crazy. It's just a crazy thing. Oh, yeah, but that's another. It's like I wish I was more self-centered. Then I could function in reality. Because it seems like the more self-centered you are in this world, the less you care about other people, the more successful you are. But if you don't care about yourself and just others, you never get anywhere. I play a video game. I pass on virtual loot. Because I want other people to be happy. That's what I did when I played World of Warcraft. It's like they said I was basically a saint in a game. Because I would help people. I would try to help people as much as I could in the game. And they go, wish I could do that in real life, but holy moly, real life is like your whole life can be wrecked. It's like, yeah. I can't even, maybe I need someone to write books, get me on stages. I don't know. Like, people say, oh, I did it all by myself, and here's my 18 family and friends member that are helping me. I'm like, what? Yeah, some rapper said he didn't go through the system, the music industry, which is, from the videos I've seen, is corrupt, because they actually make money off your death. Wow. That's kind of, it's, if you look at that, like after someone dies, like after Robin Williams, oh hey Robin Williams, ooh. After he died, it's like the searches for his name went way up. And I watched one of his movies. Was it that When Dreams May Come? And so when I watched it back then, now we're going into the wind tunnel. God, I love you. Even if you don't exist, come out, wherever you are. Yeah, this tunnel is so windy here. All right, we're doing it, rock and roll. Yeah, What Dreams May Come. So people were saying like, that's a great movie. I'm like, it was very confusing. It was like, this guy is this guy. Like they kept changing identities, and I go, that sounds like the Mindjackers to me. they'll just like, hi, this is Mary. They showed up as Mary. They showed up as Father, the Jesus. Then they're demons. I'm like, I'm on a training program. What? It was like, what is going on here? And it's not just, I call it the mind interface. It's like we have a greater mind. And that's how I think people are seeing, if they go, someone showed up to me. We're all connected to that mind, but we don't know it. We're unaware of it. That's why I think a lot of people might think we're in a matrix. Whoa, dude, we're in the matrix, dude, whoa. Because there's definitely something going on, or they believe in God. I don't agree with atheists because they just say nothing is happening. I go, something is happening. It's not explainable. Yeah, so Richard Dawkins, who's an atheist professor, said, he made an analogy, and I said, I wish he was getting mind jacked. Because they would just correct him. See, the mind jackers would just correct me. They said it's a stupid analogy. He's about evolution, how at a crime scene, they find evidence of a murder. And I go, but he says you can have design without a designer. You can have... See, stupid analogy. Because it's like, if there's a murder, there's a murderer. That's the argument for God. If there's creation, there's a creator. There's design, there's a designer. But the language is filled with... Let me see what I'm at here. Language is filled with stuff like that. Who polices the police? Who governs the government? Who teaches the teachers? Who doctors the doctors? Who heals the healers? How do the deaf speak? Yeah, that is perplexing. And they talk about a lot of phenomena. They said like a blind person can catch a ball thrown at them. What the hell's up with that? Holy moly. Yeah, there's just all this phenomenon. And to just chalk it up as it's... See, that's the thing. There's not an explanation. So I think that's the problem with an atheist, is that they might go, well, there might be some phenomenon, but we don't like that explanation. You see, that comes back to is it God? Is it spirits? Is it demons? Who's possessing me? So they could literally stop someone from speaking, like make them mute. There's a video where this guy they said he had a voice injury to his voice box, and in the middle of a sermon, his voice restored. And so in my view, they said that's evidence of a miracle. And in my view, they can just make it hard for me to talk. They can make it hard for me to talk. They can make me put talking in depression. Make me talk, you know what I mean? They make me talk like this. They make me slow to learn. Can't even get words out of my mouth right. Can't do it. 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 Sorry, Stephen. We had to do that for you because you're a bad person. We have to teach you lessons here. Don't mess with the mind jackers. Got it, Steve? But if I say, who's moving my bed? Who's, doing this phenomenon? They say, no one. And so there's this phenomenon called poltergeist activity, where they don't know, is there a poltergeist there? Or sometimes they think that the person is creating the phenomenon. But it's just happening and we don't know why. That's the explanation part. Because they say even a skeptic can go like, yeah, they have objects moving on camera. Nobody can explain it. They just go, oh, well. That's how they say it. I go, they can't investigate it. Because it's not part of science, just having it's like the object moved, they just don't know how. And we're not talking about those rocks. They figured out how those rocks moved out in the desert. It's like, it had something to do with condensation, water, the wind, something they could record. Well, we're found it here. All right. What a wonderful day in the neighborhood. A wonderful day in the neighborhood. Won't you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? Hello, neighbor. Oh, I wish I was the next Mr. Rogers. Mr. Rogers. Hello, Mr. Rogers. But a funny Mr. Rogers. Not just any Rogers. Roger Rabbit. I am not racist. Stop telling me I am racist. The mindjackers are the racists, not me. They're taking me over. If someone controlled your voice, would it be you or them? I didn't think so, darling. This is important. All right, it's time for Johnny Depp. All right. Horrors, the hair about. When was the last time is there a movie? Horrors, other things. Where's the rum going? All right. So we're at 31 minutes. Ha ha ha. We've got a lot today. Ha ha ha. I just want to tell everyone I love them. I love you. There's no one out here. I just want to tell everyone have a great day.